Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is Monday, February 22nd, a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. That means it's time for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasAllNetRadio.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host along with
Jeff Belknap.
And once again, we are here to talk about all things Southern Nevada sports related. And a pretty good weekend overall.
Yep.
And for the two of us, it started Friday night.
Yes.
A very busy Friday night, if I might add.
Yep, we started the Friday with some women's, or girls, I guess it would be, high school basketball. And that was very interesting, very, very good game.
Yeah, very good game.
It was...
for 3 quarters.
Right. Liberty faced Foothill, which would just happen to be a rematch of the men's championship setup, where Liberty came on top of that. So the game was 44-42 at the end of the third quarter. Pretty much back and forth game. Yeah. And then the floodgates opened. Yeah,
indeed. I think Liberty went on, it was a 14-0 run? 20-0 run. I mean, I knew that it was seemingly for a Foothill team that was seemingly overmatched.
Yeah.
But had held Liberty very close.
Yes.
For 3 quarters. And it's just that I don't know if Foothill kind of ran out of steam. They certainly didn't have a deep as bench as Liberty does.
Yes, that's true.
And, even though Liberty was playing at Liberty, at home, they were the road team.
Right. Which was confusing, obviously, because we're watching the score. I'm like, wait a second.
Score clock was concerned. And we kept looking and saying, did they just credit Foothill with that basket?
Yeah.
But hats off and congratulations to Liberty.
Yes.
And as it is, they also sent, I believe it was 5 players to the all the Sunrise division.
Yep. To the rewards are all, I guess it would be all league.
Pretty much, yeah. Including the MVP for the year.
Right. Taylor Turney.
Coach of the year.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it was, if you look at the score at the end and the halftime and the score at the end of the third quarter, you would come wondering whether or not it was the same game.
Yeah.
Almost but
like the men's
congratulations to a Foothill team that gave it all they had.
Yes.
And they were again they looked like they were just really starting to run out of gas.
Well, I think what happened in the fourth quarter is the Liberty put up the full court press.
Yeah.
And then they just could not break the press, and it just caused a lot of turnovers. And they in the first half they were getting a lot of offensive rebounds, and pulling down some defense. It just seemed like everything stopped. They were getting one shot every time down the floor. They were turning the ball over, making ill-advised passes. And at one point we were actually laughing because of the pace of the game. When you see a women's basketball game, that they come down and fundamentally women are better basketball players than men. So normally you see them come down, set up a play, and then run the play. Yeah. They were literally airing it up, every time down the floor and just. The fast break points.
Third quarter, there were a lot of just basket exchanges. Very fast-paced game, but both teams were scoring, and which again, Foothill was keeping up, but again, it was almost like they flipped the switch.
Yep.
And Liberty literally capitalized on every single turnover.
Absolutely.
They scored off of every single turnover.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were. Basket and one,
yep.
Along with the fouls. So a lot of 3-point conversions. Both teams did very well at the foul line.
Yes.
Which is far better than the men usually do.
Right.
Again, fundamental basketball. And it was, again, we went to that game, one, because it was a championship game, but two, one of the young ladies on the Liberty team was a guest on one of the shows, one of the first Southern Nevada sports news shows.
Yep.
And so it was, and she had a very good game. Straight baller. I mean, she clearly has a skill set. She's a point guard.
Yep.
And I remember she had mentioned that she kind of patterned her game after Steph Curry.
Yes.
Yeah. And you could kind of see it in her game. Excellent ball handling skills, and certainly not afraid to put the ball up.
Oh no, she was. I mean, all over the floor.
Yeah.
And defensively, one of the toughest defenders on Liberty.
Yeah. Which is a little better than
rebounding.
Steph. Because if one thing Steph has a weak link in his armor, it's his defensive skills.
Yeah.
But as a team, they don't have to worry too much about it because they're usually blowing people out.
Well, except if you're Portland.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We can talk about that game later. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then, unfortunately, we had to leave. But the men's game was getting started. But that game ended up being a rout.
Yes. And that game was El Dorado High and Coronado.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think Coronado ended up winning, but did you mention by 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a little unusual for a championship game.
Yes.
You kind of think that both teams kind of going through the seedings and the pairings and then, semifinals and the finals, you kind of think that there's usually going to be a little closer game. But, yeah.
Well, in one of the other divisions, Centennial came through with a pretty dominant win to take their division, which means that they'll go up to Reno and play some championship and state stuff, which is going to be good. I didn't realize how dominant Centennial is as a girls basketball team.
Yeah.
They're 6-time champions, and then they won again, so that makes them 7 times champions since 2002.
Wow. Yeah. And the same with Liberty in terms of their division that they're in.
Right.
They've been, I think they've won that division now 4 years in a row.
Yes. Yep.
And the boys team as well.
Yes.
So Liberty has become the basketball mecca.
Well, not only that, but football. I mean, they're one of the more dominant football
certainly.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah. And good friend of ours, Charlie
Siva.
Yep. He certainly has some friends, and I'm sure he's got some relatives, given the size of his family,
right.
that represented Liberty.
Yes.
It's very much like Samoan Central.
Yes, absolutely. And the men for Centennial, I don't know if you caught the end of that game, but they had a 2-point loss to Gorman, and they actually got stopped in the last 2 possessions to tie the game.
Really?
So they had an opportunity to tie. They actually got 2 shots at the bucket, did not score, came down, stopped Gorman, got the ball back, went down and missed a shot to tie it again. So I mean, it was really that close to Centennial sweeping the men's and women's.
Wow.
But hey, it's
so now it's the state regionals.
Yep, it'll go to the state.
Yeah.
And we had already reached out to Centennial and the coach at Liberty, and invited them on, of course. And I love talking to these high school kids about what they're going to be doing and stuff. So we'll be looking forward to having that in the future shows.
Excellent. And again, if needless to say, if you're living in the Las Vegas area, Clark County for the most part, but certainly in Las Vegas, you are always near a high school.
Yes. We
highly encourage you to check out local high school sports. I mean, it literally is sports in its purest form.
Yep.
I'm fond of it just thinking back when I was in high school. Friday night lights as far as football is concerned, and Saturday night for basketball. And it was always just that whole experience, going out, the spirit, rooting for your team. In my case, it was Inglewood Sentinels. Go Sentinels.
Yeah.
And also alma mater of Paul Pierce, future Hall of Famer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who just recently put some money into the school.
Yes, he did. Paul Pierce paid for the renovation of the Inglewood Sentinel gym and locker room facilities there.
Nice.
Very much a first class, from what I gather. He spent some coin on it. This wasn't just upgrading a high school to a better high school. It's more like a college atmosphere.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So hats off to Paul Pierce, and of course, and strange as it may sound, the Inglewood colors are that of the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Yeah. The green and white and black. Yeah,
Yep.
so.
And the Inglewood Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Friends of the show.
Yep. Yeah. If you say so. I couldn't resist that. I'm sorry. No, hey, listen, Tony Reed and the Inglewood Blackhawks, they are indeed friends, certainly of Jeff and I. I mean, we've known Tony over the years, going back to the Vegas Kings days. So.
Yep. And speaking of Vegas Kings, did you see the picture I posted on Facebook? 6 years ago today was the Daddy Max awards awards
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you remember that one?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun that night.
Jay Haywood, MC extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's great. I spent a little bit of time with Jay the other day, and we had a lot of fun just kind of catching up on some stuff. And yeah,
those were fun times.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, those were fun times. Well, we're going to take our first break, and then when we come back, we're going to be joined by one of the coaches of the NAIF, Tampico.
Yep, the Tampico.
Yeah, all right. All right, this is the Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasAllNetRadio.com. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasAllNetRadio.com. My name is Bill Miller, along with
Jeff Belknap.
And yes, I was right. It was the 24th at 9 a.m. Wow.
Well, I was just listening to that commercial, and the commercial said that 20% of students could not locate the Pacific Ocean. I mean, that's bothersome a little bit.
And I'll tell you why. Geography is not a mandatory course anymore.
Right.
When I was, all right, here we go again. I'm 58. Yeah. And yes, when I was in elementary school, geography was on our, curriculum.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of the, you had to know where these things are. And right now, I guarantee you, if you give someone a map of the United States and you did not pencil in the names, if you ask most people to point to a certain state at a certain age group, point to a certain state and say, what's the name of that state? Unless it's something that's on the logo of like Texas, California, Florida.
Should we try with some NFL players?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's then we'd really expose the learning curve here. But listen, thanks for joining us back again, and I believe we have our first call-in guest of the day,
Coach Anderson. How are you?
Yes, I'm here. How are you guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Coach, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for taking the time to call. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. A little downtime, so I'm doing all right.
Well, you don't have very much of that coming up, though, do you?
No, don't really have it much right now, but we're squeezing it in.
Well, listen, thank you very much, because I know that, the NAIF is getting ready to gear up. In fact, Jeff, there's a couple of preseason games coming up here shortly.
Actually, tonight there's a preseason game.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And, and Coach.
So when you say shortly, I think it started 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Is there not a link to that game? Well,
I believe there's a link on our board if you want to check it out. There's an online link for that. I can't recall it. Are you trying to get some film? Is that what you're saying?
Always, brother, always.
So, Coach, this is an opportunity for you to talk about your organization that's in Tampico, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tampico.
And so tell us a bit about your team.
We're a little diverse with Americans and Mexicans, and I think we're more veterans across the board than what people may think when they see Mexico on their schedule. So it's going to be a surprise.
Well, that's one of the, and to me is going to be one of the true international flavors of the NAIF. There are Mexican teams represented in the league. Mm-hmm. And this is going to give some real cross-border rivalries and games going on here, which is extraordinary for football at this level.
Absolutely.
True.
So Coach,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Without divulging too much information about the team, tell us what you guys are going through right now.
Man, we just had our first day of training camp, first two sessions of training camp. Let me not say first day, first two sessions of training camp. And it's just getting the guys adjusted to the climate down here. And throughout it all, today was a great day, I have to say. Very surprising to myself.
Awesome. In the facility that you're playing in, I saw a couple pictures of it. When am I coming down is basically the question that I'm asking.
Whenever you would like to come down, we would love to have you. But the facility is great. It's right off the river. It's a beautiful city, and I just don't think people know yet, man. And the pleasure of being the first team out of Tampico to compete in this international league is it's very meaningful, and the city is truly behind us. And we're in the community now, and all the players are here, and we're just happy to be a part of the NIF.
Yeah, and just speaking about the team and the player, you guys had a full Facebook launch. You have your Facebook page, and you guys posted a video up and did a press conference, posted the video. And last time I saw, it was at 32,000 hits. Does that sound about right?
Wow. Yeah, I think we're like at 36 now, and rising.
Wow.
So the more that we get out, and that's the thing, man. We want just not the city of Tampico, man. We want the whole country of Mexico to see that. There is great football in Hispanic players in Mexico that just haven't had the chance to get exposed, I would say, in American football, So it's great for the kids to see professional football players, not just on TV, and never think that it's possible, but here in your community, you can actually touch them and talk to them. Yeah. So it's a good look.
Nice.
Well, that's the beauty of arena football, is that it's up close, it's very personal. And, in almost every instant and at every level, the players really reach out to the fans.
Right.
Oh, yes, man. Without the community, it would never be arena football.
Absolutely.
Here.
And for people that haven't been to an arena football game, the players, and Bill will tell you from our personal experience, that they do get up close and personal. Bill and I were on the sideline one time, and there was a pass coming to me, and I was like, this pass is coming right to me. I'm going to catch this. And right as I caught it, the player came over the wall. And it wasn't the first player. I was able to avoid the first player. But when the second player came over the wall.
It was the second guy.
Yeah, that was the guy that got me. But, it was a lot of fun. And it's really intense. It's very fast-paced. It's very exciting. And, the last time I checked, I mean, what are you guys expecting for this first game? 5,000 to 7,000 people at that first game?
Right now, man, I think it's standing room. I think we might have hit that mark already. I'm not really sure. I'm not looking at the numbers here in my office, man. But I think it's really. I think my owners. I don't think they expected it, but I don't think they really truly expected it the way it's just the buzz, and I think a lot of people, until they saw me as a coach here in town, and going here and doing this, and then when they see the players, and they have to look up and see the 6'6", and see the 6'5", and the 300-something pounds, right here in this city, man, it just didn't know. And then word of mouth, and with the technology now, man, it's crazy how stuff moves. So it's just been a blessing to be here.
Well, one of the things that I'm most thankful for is the translation button on Facebook.
You and me both.
Because it's hilarious, man. Because I'm sitting there reading all these posts, And, I'm just hitting translate, and it's really great because it's like gives you the opportunity to almost be able to interact in a very easy way.
That technology is awesome.
Yeah.
By the way. But, Coach, that is fantastic to hear that those numbers are coming to fruition. Congratulations on your part getting the word out. And hopefully really building a platform for football in the future in Mexico, because this is clearly at this level, it's certainly a different economic cost structure.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's more than just the team. We want to build a great program. We've involved the players into helping coaching the little kids, so everybody can be taught the correct way to play football. It's an old way to play football, and that's very, led to a lot of concussions as the new movie came out, and everything. So it's, we want to teach the youth. It's about our future. And, being the first professional team here, man, it's just opening doors for these guys, to be that platform for the future.
Nice. Well, I had a conference call with a bunch of the Timber Railers today, and, they were very excited to hear that they were going to play in front of a packed house, and they guaranteed me a blowout victory. So.
Woo.
I'm kidding, man. I'm just starting to,
Stuff for the bulletin board, man.
I'm not the type of coach that goes back and forth. I'm not that type of guy.
No, I'm kidding, Jay.
I just, when you see the score, at the end of the night, I'm pretty sure it will be very different than what they thought it would be. So we're going to be a very competitive team. So I'm not the back and forth. We're going to win. We're going to blow them out. Not that we play between the lines. I'm going to prepare my guys to be ready at all costs, and I hope they're ready to play 5 quarters, because that's how we train. We train for 5 quarters.
Nice.
Oh, that's an excellent strategy, by the way. I like the way you're thinking on that. Seriously, the footprint that you could establish where you're at. I follow a lot of Mexican La Liga soccer.
Yep.
And I have friends who who they because of their family are from that area. They're very loyal. Once they become part of that team, becomes part of that community, that city. They become the fan. Good, bad, or indifferent, they're your fan. And I've got to believe that, your success will spawn the growth, of arena football, in Mexico. And, and these rivalries, they take on a life of their own.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I've been hired to do a job, man, and that's what I plan to do a great job and bring the excitement of arena football to Mexico, the high-scoring touchdowns, the big plays, the celebrations, all that is incorporated in making you have a sellout venues. So that's what I'm bringing to the table, man. You have to. It's entertainment. It's football, but it's entertainment. And so, if you entertain the people and win, you're doing a great job.
There you go.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, as long as you keep the entertainment on the football field, and don't try to take it back to, leaving the hotel room door open, then you're all good.
Man.
All I'm going to say to that is hashtag.
No, we had a great time when we were in San Antonio, and we definitely celebrated a good weekend, and we're looking forward to another one. The weekend in San Antonio for the Fiesta weekend is going to be a lot of fun. We're playing a doubleheader there on the April 24th. Tampico, I believe, is playing the Grim Reapers, and then in the second game of that, the Texas Stealth will be playing the Rattlers, and that's going to be a really interesting weekend. I'm very excited to see what happens that weekend. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're very excited too, just to be a part of it. Especially representing Mexico, and a lot of people ask me how can we go and just represent? Man, they say it's a job and it's an honor to not be from this country, but to be welcomed in the way I've been welcomed in and have the opportunity on that particular weekend to represent the country of Mexico with the first arena football team. And, it's going to be special. Told my guys today, when we touched that field today, we made history. So, be proud of that and, take that all season. Like, you'll never forget this. And, definitely I will not either. And my coaching staff won't either. So it's been a pleasure so far.
That's great stuff. So, Coach, give me some film as soon as possible. We'd like to, we're going to be talking a lot about the NIF on the show throughout the season. Video works well. I like to stay in contact with you. I'll see you sometime next month, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. I really appreciate you calling in.
Hey, man, thank y'all for having me. Have a blessed day, okay?
All right, take care now. Thank you very much. Coach Anderson of Tampico. What's the name?
Laguaros.
The Tampico Laguaros of the 2016 NAIF North America Indoor Football League. Literally the inaugural season for the new North America Indoor Football League. All right, when we come back, it'll be round 3 of the Southern Nevada Sports News Show on VegasAllNetRadio.com. We'll be right back. We are back for round 3, Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasAllNetRadio.com. My name is Bill Miller, along with
Jeff Belknap.
And again, thank you very much to Coach Anderson of the Tampico Laguaros of the NAIF for taking time out. Clearly, his busy schedule. The season will start. Is it 2 weeks? 2.5 weeks?
The March 12th.
March 12th. About 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. So, again, thanks to Coach Anderson. This is going to be the first team in Mexico Arena Football League. And they're expecting 5,000 to 7,000 people at their inaugural game.
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I was talking some junk, but they didn't really say that, obviously. But, I like to stir the pot sometimes.
Yeah.
I did have a great conversation with some of the Rattlers players today. Just basically about, what it takes, what they should be expected, to how to present themselves as professional athletes and, in the community and whatnot. And just the overwhelming, response from them, saying, hey, man, this is who we want to be. We want to be the team, that's in this area. And, the Lufkin team is actually a smaller market. So it's not the, big Dallas or Fort Worth or anything like that. But, I told him, I said, you do this right and you are, you are the team. And I found something out today that was very interesting. You remember the movie Friday Night Lights?
Absolutely.
That was actually written about their high school, the Lufkin, Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had no idea until someone told me that today.
Neither did I.
And I'm thinking to myself, what's a better place to have a professional football team? Than in a city that basically a huge movie was written about.
Yeah.
And even a series. I mean, they did even a series with the Friday Night Lights.
The mythical high school was Parowan.
Yep.
Parowan High School.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and that was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
Was the coach.
One of my favorite football movies.
Oh, it's a great high school It was a greit football movie.
Right.
High school football movie, but really good movie.
Not as good as The Longest Yard. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny because
which version?
the
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, the Burt Reynolds. Well, the Burt Reynolds version was great. But
to me, it was a classic. The Burt Reynolds version.
I love those. I love those old movies. But it's funny because when we used to do travel stuff with the Lions, those are the movies that they wanted to watch.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
I always wanted to watch football.
It wasn't just a normal movie. It was always like a football movie, The Longest Yard, or what was the other one with Keanu Reeves?
Oh, The Replacements.
The Replacements, yeah. For some reason, they just love that movie.
Another good movie.
And obviously, it was because we actually were like the Replacements.
Yeah.
Like the early on ones, not the ones that got good at the end.
The one about the West Texas team. They were the Armadillos.
I know which one you're talking about.
Scott Bakula was the kid who came back from, like, he had like a year left of eligibility.
It was
like
the
40.
Unnecessary roughness.
Thank you, Lawrence, our engineer extraordinaire. Mine like a steel trap. And folks, he didn't even go to the computer on that one.
I was expecting him to pull some quotes from the movie or something. But what about the first one? Remember North Dallas 40?
North Dallas 40,
back in the day.
Yeah.
I love that movie. My mom actually, the first couple of times I watched
Dandy
it,
Seth Maxwell.
she literally came in and like beat me because it was rated R. And she actually told me not to watch it, but I was big, I was a football fan as a kid.
Well, booze, sex, drugs.
It's all for the kids, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Which is, far be it anything like that in today's modern football. Yeah. Of course not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you caught the picture of Cam Newton like openly smoking weed. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
In a club. That's interesting. We'll see what Roger Goodell has to say with that.
Well,
and the way that he smoked it, he actually looked like that he might have smoked it before.
He knew what he was doing.
He looked like he had
which way do you hold this?
He did. If you haven't seen the video yet, take a look at it because it's interesting.
Again, Jerry Jones, a.k.a. Brubaker.
Yep.
Woke up again this morning to find out that one former player was arrested for the 5th time in 17 months.
Randall,
yeah.
He did seriously get
5th time in 17 months, and another one has been suspended for 4 games for a defensive end for the 2016 season, first 4 games for substance abuse. And here we go again. Once again, I have to ask myself, what is this hold that marijuana has on these guys that they're willing to throw away these careers, the money. I don't know what they pay for a bag of. I don't know what they pay for a bag of marijuana these days. But by the time if you're willing to sacrifice an $80,000 game check, 4 of them.
We could ask the cannabis show. What's the name of the cannabis show?
Yeah,
NV Cannabis. We could ask them.
Guys. What is
VegasAllNetRadio.com. There's a free plug for you guys.
Yeah. We find out. Tune in to Vegas All Net Radio. It's called the Cannabis Show.
NV Cannabis, like Nevada Cannabis.
NV Cannabis. Is that it, Lawrence? Yeah.
Yep. Tuesdays at 3 o'clock.
Tuesdays at 3. And these guys, they certainly talk about. I'm going to have to call into the show and ask them why.
That would be a lot of fun.
And not just NFL players, but Major League Baseball, NHL. Not so much NHL. You don't hear about it a lot in the NHL. But NBA. And you just hear that these guys, somebody's always getting suspended.
Yep.
And listen, I understand that there's certainly a certain amount of pain control.
Yeah.
For a lot of these guys.
Sure.
And, and the NFL, let's face it, it's a big boys game. It's a man's game. It is a collision sport. And, a recently retired quarterback, Jake Plummer.
Yep, Jake Plummer, yep.
He advocates, he certainly smokes it now, and he says, I do, to control pain.
Right.
Because of, all the years that he played, and he said it wasn't just the NFL, it was college at Arizona. Yep. Or Arizona State. Yeah, and then those years in the NFL, and and it helps control pain. And he's an advocate that players in the NFL should be allowed to control a certain amount of pain.
Well, it's proven to be a drug to control pain.
Yeah,
and it also has many other health benefits. And I'm not advocating it myself personally. I have in the past, of course, but I just believe that it does have medical, it supposedly cures. It has cures for cancer. It has cures for women's menstrual cycles, and they've proven it to be a proponent, the cannabis oils and stuff to cure a lot of different things, and the pain thing is just another part of that.
For a good friend of mine, when his father was terminally ill, it helped stimulate his appetite, right? Because he he just wasn't eating. They really wanted him to eat, and it was prescribed to him, and it helped him increase his appetite.
Nice.
And it certainly extended his life because he was actually able to get those nutritions in. So I understand that. I clearly understand that. But, as long as it is illegal, in most states.
Well, I mean,
as long as it is illegal as far as the NFL is concerned.
Right.
And as long as you have this is your day job, okay? I don't care what you say. If you've got a better paying job, and you're willing to, nobody can can't all be like, Johnny Manziel and come from a wealthy family, and I could take it or leave it. You want to, 4 checks, okay.
Well, I think he's leaving it at this point.
I think so too, unless Jerry Jones,
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Brubaker.
We discussed it the other night.
Consider bringing him into the fold.
And I think that if he does come back, that he will be facing, hopefully, when I say hopefully, because I actually was a Ray Rice fan, and the stuff that had happened I don't think is acceptable at all. But the fact that he got a year's suspension, and I just can't think that Johnny Manziel can get any less than that, based on what happened with his girlfriend. I mean, broke her eardrum, for Christ's sake.
And what has happened leading up to that.
Right.
He's already been suspended before.
Right.
And again, I think that the league won't act until they actually believe that he has a chance of making a team.
Yeah.
And I think then at that point they will then say, listen, if he intends to go to a camp, he's invited to a camp, then this is now on the table. Because then you have to be upfront with those organizations. Yeah, we know he's in your camp. If he may make this team, there's a possibility he won't play in X amount of games.
Yeah.
Which might be the 2016 season.
Well, I mean, if you think about that, I mean, why would you risk putting somebody on a roster that is not going to play for at least a good season and is marginal at best?
There's the key point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so much the risk, but the fact is the guy is just simply not that good.
Yeah.
He has not exhibited. Now, granted, he was with the Cleveland Browns, and that is not a microcosm for talented players in, a wide spectrum of positions that can carry a mediocre quarterback.
True.
There aren't a lot of teams that are like Carolina or have the talent pool of Seattle and these other, power teams. Most of these teams, you've got to have a quarterback that is an uber quarterback. He is, if he were on any other team, he would be an all-star.
Yeah.
He's got to carry that team, and quarterback, let's face it, is the position. You are the face of the organization. As far as the team is concerned, you're the leader. You're a locker room leader, and you've got to at times be able to lay down the law, but you also have to stroke a lot of egos, not just your own.
Right. Well, the one thing about Manziel is, he was he was a playmaker in college, and a lot of it had to do with just him being able to get away from people.
Yeah.
Scrambling around and all that. Well, in the NFL, the guy that's the nose guy that weighs 350 pounds is as fast as you.
Yes.
So there is no scrambling around getting away from this guy.
Yeah.
So I called him the hugest bust in history, and that includes Jamarcus Russell. And I think I might have been right. Yeah. But I also called your boy Winston a bust too. Maybe I might have been wrong about that one after getting Rookie of the Year.
I was, and again, I'm on record. I was hoping that the Buccaneers were going to pick Mariota.
Yep.
And I just thought that all the way around, all of the dynamics on the field, off the field, talent, longevity, gift for the game, knowledge, that he was the better pick.
Yep.
But.
And he still may be.
Still be. This is only 1 year. Winston's Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
I think he deserved it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this was not a really talented Tampa Bay team.
That's right.
You didn't have a whole lot of pieces on that offense.
Yep.
But gradually, as the year went out, they just had a terrible defense.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I noticed about Winston, I did actually watch him in a couple games, is he doesn't give up. He's play after play after play, he got in there and played. And actually, this might really sound crazy, but he reminded me of a young Cam Newton. Because Cam Newton just didn't jump out the box and be this ultimate quarterback. I mean, he played a couple of years where it was like a really rough ride for him. So to see, the way that he played, I was actually impressed. And, I'm hoping that Tampa put some weapons around him. And what are we going to, Tampa 2017?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Super Bowl 2017.
Well, as I've made it very clear, the Rams are now back in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's true.
I grew up a Ram fan, an L.A. Ram fan, blue and white, Roman Gabriel, fearsome foursome. And I am welcoming them back to L.A., and I, will always keep the Tampa Bay Buccaneers they'll always be a soft place in my heart for the Buccaneers. But I am. Well,
they can play each other in a final. No, they couldn't. That's right.
Possibly in the playoffs,
NFC
championship game. Yeah.
Well, I did see someone took a picture the other day of the site where the stadium's going to be, and they actually it's all leveled out. It's ready to start building.
Yeah.
So
I'm probably going to be going to LA in a few weeks, and I'm going to be driving by there. One is just great barbecue place to just be down the street from there. So
yeah,
hey, I'm always willing to go for food.
Where's it? Roscoe's right down the street too.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Can't be Roscoe's, man. It's the best in the world.
Yeah. And but I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm glad to say that I'm an LA Ram fan. I posted it and everything. And
well, I do like Gurley a lot, and I think that he's going to be a beast. Stepping forward, offensive rookie of the year as a running back. Great pick for the Rams. I think they have some weapons that they need. Quarterback, maybe not so much, but they did shake the tree a little bit.
This is a team that beat Seattle twice.
Yes.
And didn't make the playoffs.
And always gives Seattle's a fit. And always gives Arizona a fit.
Didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, think about the division that they play in. They got to play Arizona twice. I mean, in the past, they had to play San Francisco twice.
Yeah, you got to play Seattle twice. You got to play Arizona twice. And I will say this. I do actually believe that San Francisco is going to be a much better team, which doesn't take much. So. They'll win twice as many games as they did last year. Yep. So does that mean 6?
Yep. That'd be
6 games, yeah. All right, we're going to come back. It'll be the knockout round, the 4th round, and we'll talk about a few things, including Vegas Lions football.
All right.
You're listening to Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasOnNetRadio.com. We'll be right back. We are back for the 4th round, the knockout round. Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasOnNetRadio.com. My name is Bill Miller, along with
Jeff Belknap.
All right, and we were talking about, if you're just joining us now, we started out with some of the recent high school basketball playoff scenarios. There's certainly some of the winners, and then, of course, now they'll be going into state.
Right.
We also like to thank Coach Anderson of the Tampico Laguaros. Of the new NAIF, North America Indoor Football League. They're going to be the inaugural team of arena football in Mexico.
Yep, awesome.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. And they're expecting, folks, 5,000 to 7,000 people for their inaugural games. So they make this happen in Tampico. This could really start. Awesome. And then we've just joining us now. We were talking about a little bit about football, NFL football in general.
Yep.
We've got some more guys who recently felt obliged to kind of fall.
Screw up.
Yeah, lack of a better phrase. Yes, screw up. Yep. I mean, they just happen to be Cowboys.
Go figure.
Can't imagine why. Jeez. But on another note, and a more personal note, as you know, Southern Nevada Football LLC is parent company of Southern Nevada Sports News, but also the Vegas Lions football team. And Jeff and I reached a decision that the Vegas Lions will not play football in the 2016 season. We are certainly going to review our options as far as football is concerned. Certainly, we're looking at it in a different direction altogether.
Yes.
2017, we're certainly viewing our option to play arena football.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, but. It was a difficult decision, but, just simply based on I think our own estimations in terms of what we wanted this team to do and how to perform. We felt that it was just in the best interest. We've certainly have notified our coaching staff, and as well as we're going to be posting this information on Facebook as well as the website.
And of course, our partners are all aware of what's going on.
Exactly. But, we wish some of the local teams the very best of luck in their future endeavors. We certainly wish the players and coaches that since 2013 have come through. And we certainly are sponsors that made a lot of what we have done since 2013 possible.
Yep, absolutely.
And, and those relationships will continue, certainly under the umbrella of Southern Nevada Football, LLC, but also through Southern Nevada Sports News.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think part of it is, the challenges that we were running into with availability of fields and just the plethora of just like challenges that almost made it almost like not really worth the effort and money and time that we were putting into it. And to think that we can actually go into something different that actually is really raising the level of performance and everything is what I'm excited for.
Same here.
Obviously we're spending a lot of time with the NIF and building that brand, which is also a business underneath of Southern Nevada Football LLC.
Yeah.
And the sports show that we've switched over and converted over. I mean, there's just a lot going on. So I just think it's the wisest moves for both of us to make sure that that we're doing the best absolute thing for ourselves as business people, but the people around us. And
folks, if you hadn't had a chance to check out some of the previous shows, Southern Nevada Sports News shows, we invite you to, certainly through VegasAllNetRadio.com. And you can see that, our goal has always been to talk about Southern Nevada sports in general.
Yes.
But, there's a lot of emphasis on amateur sports.
Yes, sir.
But on a wide range of, athletic endeavors, including Range 702.
Yes.
Just in terms of, marksmanship. And just an absolute blast.
Oh, it's a great place.
It's just nothing like that.
And, just to give them a shout out, we didn't talk about, the UNLV fundraiser that we went to the other night, but, Range 702 stepped up, donated a couple of packages for them. And, that's what's fulfilling to me. The fact that we have partners and people that we do business with that are actually helping the other people that we do business with.
Yeah. And thank you to Z-Con and the entire UNLV men's hockey team, first of all, for the invitation.
Right.
And secondly, we wish them very luck in their fundraisers.
Yep.
But more importantly, we wish them luck. They are going to which are considered their playoffs, the Nationals.
The regionals.
Yep. They'll be up in Salt Lake City this weekend. They're going to be back one way or the other next week to discuss good, bad, or indifferent, how they're going to be proceeding as far as UNLV men's hockey. Join us.
If they win the 3 games, then they'll be going to Nationals, which is huge.
There you go. All right, join us next Monday. It'll be February 29th, not March 1st, for another installment of Southern Nevada Sports News on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Take care.
God bless.